Someone asked me, yes, how can you start and run a successful farm from scratch, from no money? You don't have any amount of money, you don't have money, but you wish to start a farm and run it successfully. Is it possible for you to start a farm and run it successfully from scratch? Yes, the answer is yes, you can start a farm and launch and run it without money. So let us dive in straight away and look at how to start a farm. I will start by telling you that there are two things different. There are two opposite things that are moving together right there in that question. The first one is how to start a farm. And the second one is how to run a farm successfully. So those are the two things that are done different. You may start a farm and run it successfully, or you may start a farm and cannot run successfully. So there are two things. You must know how to start, then you must also know how to run the farm successfully. So in today's video we shall break them down, and if you are still new to this channel, this is Go Mix Farm, and with me, very passionate farmer Billy Ben, bringing it out to you right from here. So just stick around right through to the very end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. The first one, we shall start with the first one, which is starting a farm. So what should you do? Things that you can do to start a farm. So there are four things that you can do to start a successful farm. It's just starting successfully, but not running it successfully. The first one, first have your plan and have your budget ready. That one will direct you on what to do. Budget for, ask yourself, which type of farm activity do I want to do? For example, the piggery farm, poultry farm, passion fruit, tomatoes, things like that. Any type of farming activity you want to start, the type of farm you want to start. For example, if you chose to start with pigs, to start piggery like me, then you ask, how many pigs do I want to start with? For example, 2, 3, 4, 10, or any capacity you feel like. But I advise you to start small. Start really small with few numbers less than 5 if it is piggery. But if it is chicken, I advise you to start less than 100, like 100 or less, because it will be like a learning ground for you. So you must have a plan for that. After having a plan, then you must have a budget going the same together with the plan. You must have a budget going together with the plan. And for you to have the right budget, you must choose your location first. You must choose your location first. For you to have a nice budget and planning, you must have your location ready. Do you have a land? Where are you going to construct this pig pen? Where are you going to start? Actually, where are you going to start the farm? Now I want to start with like 5 pigs. How much is a piglet from here? How much is the feeds of pigs from here? How much is construction of the pen of the pig pen? How much can it take to construct for me in this area? You have to budget for the pig house, the room. You start in the location where it is very easy to access the construction materials, the feed materials, the piglets themselves, where to get them easily. You should get them easy. And then lastly, at last, even after starting, the location must favor you into market to get the market easily. You cannot construct, you cannot put a farm, or you choose to do piggery in a place where there's no market, where people don't consume pork. You will not have a market for that. So you must plan for that and budget for it and choose the right location at first. 3 things that can run together. If you are having a plan, you must have a plan for it, budget for it, and the right location at the same time. So those 3 things run together. Now you are done with choosing the location, you are done with the plan, and you are done with the budget. The second thing is to get money. Yes, get the money to do them, because money is very important. Money is something very important in running. You may start your budget, you plan, you do what, but when it comes to time when it needs money, then the thing will get stopped. So that is where you will understand that money is really important. So you must have the money. So how can you get money? That is a very crucial question. How can you get money? For me, I'll tell you that for you to get money, get something to do. That's the first. Get something to do. And something to do is, I can tell you, get a job. Yes, you must get a job. Get a job. Move around, start moving around, look for a job. You don't have, remember, you don't have money, you don't have anything, but you want to start a farm. You want to start a farm. Yes, you must start a farm. You don't have any money even. You don't have money, but you must start a farm. So get a job. Get a job, move around, look for a job. Be serious in looking for a job. Don't hesitate. Just move. Just go. Look for what to do. If you have a profession, you are a nurse by profession, you did teaching, you did what? So go and look for job depending on your profession. Yes, move around, move to offices, look for a job, get anything to do. There are people who say, no, there are no jobs, there are no jobs. No, there are jobs. Jobs are there, but jobs are not there if you are not serious looking for them. But if you become seriously looking for them, you get jobs. You get jobs are there. Just move. There are people who just sleep and they start calling their friends, calling their relatives about, is there any uncle? Is there any job right there? So you want just to go and do jobs without doing it? Go, accept to present yourself for interview and get job. Yes, get the job. Go, work. Even if you don't have any profession, just move around, look for a job anywhere. Anything to do just can give you money, that can give you money. Just go and do it. Yes, don't mind. Cleaning, whatsoever type of the job you may want to do. Accept to clean someone's home to give you money. Yes, that is job. There are people who are moving abroad looking for a job, within the country looking for a job. Just look for a job. Don't mind about any type of job now. Depending, if you try to look for a job on your profession and you fail to get a job, go and look for any job even without your profession, without that cannot consider any type of the job. Go to the construction site, move to the manufacturing company, move to the brewing companies, that is the company that can make maybe alcohol, things like that. Just anything, any job provided can give you some amount of money per month, per day, per week, or per month. Provided you are getting money, go and do it. Don't mind about anything. Your mission is to start a farm. So if your mission is to start a farm, just get something to do. Get a job. Now you had your plan, you had your budget, you have chosen your location, and you have gotten the job now. Now you are working. You are working and they have promised you to give you some amount of money daily, weekly, or monthly. Now save that money. Save money. Save as much as possible. Save money. You have a plan. Remember, you have a plan. You have a budget. You have a plan of starting a farm. You must save that money because that money is the one that will help you. Even if it is small, a small amount of money, there's nothing much. There's no money which is too much that can help you save or whatsoever. That amount of money is the amount of money you can use. Even if the small amount of money, what you can save that money slowly, and get to where you want. And you do with something great. So save money. Things you can do to help you save that money. The first one is rent as cheap as possible. Rent a cheap house. Don't mind. Even after getting a job, don't think of renting too high or too expensive. You stay in an expensive room. No. Remember, you have a plan of starting a farm. Don't rent so high. Rent a cheap house. That can make you just sleep and wake up in the morning. Go for work. Yes, go for work. Come sleep. Go for work. So rent as cheap as possible. Rent a cheap room. Stay in a cheap room. That can make you save money. Yes, even if you are renting. And if it is possible, if you can get your friends and rent like 2 or 3, yes, you can stay in one room like 2 or 3 people in the same room. Yes, because if a room is cheap and again you are 3, you will share. Yes, you share the rent after the month or whatsoever. You divide that amount into 3 and all of you will pick. This one picks small, you join and you rent. So rent as cheap as possible. If possible, get your friends and stay in one room, cheap room, 2 or 3 even. Yes, the mission is to start a farm. So you must cut the cost of rent as much as possible. The second thing is eat cheap. Yes, eat cheap food. Don't mind about eating expensive food, moving to a expensive restaurant, a very nice one, because now you have gotten a job, you are working, so you must be eating nice. You want to start bragging around. Remember, you have a mission of starting a farm, so you must save that small amount of money. It's cheap as possible. Me personally, when I was working, I could I could buy one cabbage and split into four. One cabbage of 2,000 UGX, 2,000 Ugandan shillings, and I split the cabbage into four. So one part per day. One part per day. This one per day, another one per day. Four. That is, it means 2,000 for 4 days. When I buy 1 kg of posho, I can split into four. Yes, a quarter per day. Eat as cheap as possible. Yes, cook at home. Don't think of going eating in the restaurant every day. Buy your materials, buy the saucepan, the cooking stoves and things like that. Start cooking at home. Buy your food, buy raw food, come and cook, and you eat. You cut cost. So that is another thing, eating cheap. Cook at home. Yes. Your mission is to start a farm. The next thing is buy cheap things. Don't buy cheap and very few things. Have very few things in the room. Don't think of having many things. There are people after them starting the job, starting working now. They'll start buying things, buying the TV, buying a good phone, the smartphone, buying good dresses, good shirts, good trousers, expensive one, the hoofers, what in the room. Those are the things you will buy later. Yes, don't first buy them now. Remember, you have a mission of starting a farm. So don't first look for those things now. Leave them alone. It will reach at the time you have a lot of money after you launching your farm. You get them, you buy them. So don't first focus on them now. Stay with just few things, few important things. That is the plate, the cups, the what. That's just few things that can help you. That can help you live that life during the working time. Then cut off any unprofitable relationships. Cut off unprofitable relationships that you have, being the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the issue of girlfriend, boyfriend. First cut them off. You don't Those are the things that can make your money to go off, to just splash anyhow. They just cut them. Any friendship that cannot put money in your pocket, cut them off. Don't first listen to them. Even if your relatives, your your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, they are family members who always, after hearing that you have now gotten a job, you are working, so they want to give all the problems that they have for you on your head. No, cut them off. First leave them. Let them first be there. You may say, no, how can I put them like that? This is my mother. I can put them like my heart. Remember, before you were working, they were there and they were living. You were not giving them any amount of money, anything, but they were living. And you were also eating on top of them. They were even feeding you. They were not dying. So how can they die now? How can they die now? No, first leave them. Remember, you are in a plan of saving money and starting your farm. So don't first deal with that. Let them first be there. After getting money, you come back and you move on with them. So cut off anyone who wants to add on I know those relatives, when you are now working, start calling you here and there, the problems here and there. If you say you want to solve all those problems of your families, of your relatives and things like that, you will not have time of saving money, or you will save us very little, and it will take really long time for you to get the amount of money you want in your budget to start your farm. So first let them be down, first cut them off. Focus on saving, save money. Those relationships that can take away the money from you, look at them, have very critical eyes on them and cut them off. Focus on saving first. Another thing is set your saving limit. Set your saving limit. How much money do you want to save in this job? How much money do I need? For example, you need to start a farm, you had your budget. That's why I told you at first, you must first have a plan and a budget. Because in that budget, it will tell you how much money exactly you need to start your farm. So if it is like, for example, like 2 million Ugandan shillings, 3 million Ugandan shillings, so you now know, set that to be your limit. Don't keep on extending, because I know when you start working, money is not enough. After saying that the money, you have set your limit to 1 million shillings. Now you worked and you are now in 900 shillings, 900,000. You are now in 900,000 Ugandan shillings. Then you say, no, this money looks to be small. You extend again to 1.5. You extend to 2.5. What? You just keep extending and it will never be enough for you. And there's no money which is enough. Set your limit and click on it. Click on it. Never you extend. Keep that limit. Let it be known. Save up to that amount. And for that, after you setting your limit, you now know that your limit maybe for example is 2 million Ugandan shillings. Save, maybe leave some elapse. Because there are some other costs that may add on when you are doing when you're starting. You may start your budget, you place your budget very well, that my budget is 1 million shillings, but after starting in, you'll find the budget will run to 1.3, 1.5 like that. So you can leave some elapse, some gaps, like for example, your limit is 2 million shillings. You can save up to 2.5 million. Yes. 2.5 million Ugandan shillings, or things like that. Then stick to it. Get that money. Now you had your plan, budget, and you chose your location. You got the job. You worked. You saved your money. Now the money has reached the limit. What should you do next? Just start. Yes. Get the farm launch. Launch your farm. Start it without looking back. But here you must ask, there's 2 questions you must ask. Remember, you are still working and you have reached your limit, but you are still working in that job you got. Can I start while working? Can I quit my job and start? So that is the very crucial question you must answer before you get to start. Because if I'll give you the tip on what to decide, on how to decide. 1, what is the distance between where you're working to where you're starting your farm? Is it favorable for you to be present, to be available on the farm, to visit the farm daily, weekly, or monthly? Is it favorable for you? If it is favorable, if the distance is short, we are working nearby where you want to start your farm, where you can, if you're working, you can come and check on the farm. If it favors you, just start while working. Don't quit the job. Go and start. Put someone there and you keep on checking the farm. But if the distance is very far from you, if the distance is very far that it can favor you starting, quit your job. Yes. Quit, go and start, provided you already had your limit. Your mission was to start a farm. You start a farm and your limit was to get that amount of money. Now you have gotten it with even some elapse. Why should you leave? Why should you pick there? Quit that job. Go start your farm, because that was your dream. That was your dream. Your mission was just to get money, and you need to quit that job. Go. Me personally, I quit my job just because I needed to start. Because where I was working was really very far, more than 500 kilometers away from where I wanted to start a farm. So it could not favor me to be available on the farm like daily, weekly, or even monthly, because I could spend like 2 days moving on the road. You move, you change the vehicle, you move again, you move. So it was really very far. For me, I decided to quit and start. So what about you? Even if it is also very far, quit and start. It is not something don't think of clicking on the job. Now there are people who always get stuck on the job because after, when they are working, they have developed friendship. They have a lot of friends at work. They are what? So they're afraid of losing the friends. You will not lose those friends. Those friends, you will not lose them, but you will just pause the friendship. Then after you starting, when the farm is running, you can come up, connect. There are a lot of medias, connections these days. You can connect, you can still connect, and one day you come and look and see yesterday. But the mission was your farm to start. So don't focus on that, just quit. You may see, oh, my manager, oh, my job creators is now going to be annoyed of me. What was the mission of that? The mission of that job was for you to get money. Now you have gotten your money. Why should you click there? Leave that job for someone. There are a lot of people who are also looking for job out there. They also need position. If you leave, someone will also get job. Remember, somebody is also thinking the same thing you thought before. Somebody is also thinking of starting a farm somewhere, and you're also looking for a job. And for you, you leaving that position, you are leaving the gap for someone to come and look for a job and get the job right there. So just leave. Don't be afraid. God has given you your amount of money you needed. So why should you stick there? Just quit, go and start. Yes. You have started the farm. Comes the second thing, that is running the farm successfully. That's again another critical and long story of which I will discover it in the next video, because I don't want to record really very long video. I need to record something brief that can make you also that can answer certain questions. So how to run a farm successfully will come the next video. Just stick around, right? Just stick around, click the notification bell so that if I upload that how to run a farm successfully, you will know what to do. You can be notified and you see exactly what to do. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.